Hi everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favorite mango from outer space. With so many commanders to choose from, and new commanders being printed every few months, many older commanders get overlooked, perhaps even forgotten. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at some of these hidden gem commanders, and show why they are a fantastic choice to build around. Before we take a look at these awesome commanders, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more awesome commander videos. So without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Let's dive into these commanders. Number 1. Sig Riverthroat. A legendary creature merfolk rogue that costs 2 blue or black hybrid mana to cast. He has 1 power and 3 toughness and says the following. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, you may draw a card. Damage causes loss of life. I don't know what it is, but I really like this commander. I find his kit to be really fun and interesting, plus that low casting cost is rather enticing. With that mana being hybrid, makes things a lot easier for him to be cast as well. Sygg has 2 fantastic colours available, blue and black. This set of colours is known as Dimir, and Dimir is known for its control, being able to remove creatures, discarding opponents' cards and countering spells. If control decks are your thing, then I highly recommend trying out Sygg, as he introduces a rather unique approach to Dimir. This is because Sygg is wanting the player to go aggressive, finding ways to deal 3 life or more to opponents each turn so as to draw that extra card. Decks like these can be really fun and challenging to build around, perfect for deck brewer enthusiasts. In my opinion, with a Sygg deck, you're going to want a mix of control and life drain. If you do this, I believe the deck can really flourish. You can also build a deck filled with as many small evasive creatures as you like, with flying or unblockable, to slowly eat away at life totals and deal that free damage as well. However, you can only attack during your turn. If we want to find ways to deal damage to everyone on everyone else's turns, we've got to get a bit more creative. Here are 2 great card recommendations to help you get the idea of how to build a deck like this. Painful Cordery, an excellent enchantment spell which does cost a hefty 5 total mana to cast, but once it's on the board can really hinder opponents' game plans. It has the capability to drain 5 life from an opponent when they cast a spell, which is brilliant when combined with Sygg, offering that card draw trigger. It's a budget friendly card as well, only costing around 50 cents to buy. Another cool card is Undermine. This counterspell is rarely played in Commander. However, when combined with Sygg, it's rather awesome, offering great synergy, countering a spell and dealing that free loss of life, which means of course we get to draw that card. Very nice. Overall, if you want a wicked cool commander who is totally a hidden gem within the Commander format, then perhaps try out Sygg. He is pretty awesome. You can buy this commander for around $2.50. Number 2. Saru Realmeer. A legendary creature wolf that costs 1 green, 1 black and 1 generic mana to cast. He has 3 power and 3 toughness and says the following. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Saru Realmeer. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Sarulf has 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, you may remove all of them. If you do, exile each other non-land permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way. Okay, so I'm surprised how rarely I see this commander, both in real life and of course on YouTube videos. Its art is mesmerizing. I love the look of this wolf. Arrows and spears in its back, proving its survival from a ferocious battle. Plus, Realmeer? I mean, come on, that name is just so cool. But enough of me gushing over the art and name of this card. Yes, this is one awesome commander for several reasons. So Sarulf has the ability to grow in power and toughness as it devours permanents. If a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on our mighty wolf. This not only makes Sarulf a formidable threat, but also allows it to scale throughout the game. This card also has the potential to be a powerful Voltron commander, as 21 damage seems rather easy to achieve with this commander by your side. As the game goes on, it grows in power. Being a green and black commander, Sarulf has access to powerful spells and mechanics from both colours. Green provides ramp, strong creatures and card draw, while black offers removal, recursion and disruption. This combination allows for a well-rounded deck that can adapt well as the game goes on. Perhaps the most interesting ability on this commander though is its interesting board wipe mechanic. Choose to remove Sarulf's counters on your upkeep and exile each other non-land permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way. This is one quirky yet powerful board wipe that is bound to get your opponents flustered. Plus, exiling is fantastic. Once the card is gone, it's gone. I'm honestly surprised how underplayed this commander is. Two great cards I would recommend running alongside this commander are Forgotten Ancient, a great creature card that can be bought on a total budget for around 70 cents. This elemental is going to help us gather a lot of +1/+1 counters as the game goes on, that we can then use on our commander Sarulf, making him a formidable threat, making him very powerful attacking and blocking, and also has the capability of removing his counters to do a massive exile board wipe. Great synergy with our commander. And another great card is Massacre Worm. This creature is capable of destroying a lot of opponent's creatures upon entering. Anything with less than 2 toughness will die. This synergizes very well with the commander Sarulf. Overall, if you're looking for a very fun and underrated Golgari commander, then Saru Realmeer is an excellent choice. And you can buy this commander for around 50 cents. Number 3. Tormod the Desecrator, a legendary creature zombie wizard that costs 1 black and 3 generic mana to cast. It has 4 power and 2 toughness and says the following. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Partner. You can have 2 commanders if both have partner. So this is an interesting one, and being a partner commander means you can really mix things up with this commander. I rarely see the zombie wizard in action, and it's a shame since I think Tormod has great potential. I feel like Tormod makes an excellent graveyard recursion commander. This because if a card is leaving our graveyard, we get to create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So if we find ways to recur creatures back to the battlefield from our graveyard, or even find ways to get cards back into our hands from the graveyard, we can very quickly build up a formidable zombie army. Being a partner commander means you can really get creative with how you want to go around building a deck with Tormod. However, 2 choices that really stick out to me are the following. Ravos Soul Tender, a legendary creature human cleric that costs 1 black, 1 white and 3 generic mana to cast. He has 2 power and 2 toughness and says the following. Flying. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Partner. Ravos' whole kit synergizes nicely with Tormod, offering +1/+1 Anthem effect to all our creatures. This is specifically good when combined with our zombie tokens. Furthermore, Ravos allows us to return 1 creature card from our graveyard to our hand at the beginning of our upkeep, which can be used to trigger Tormod's token generation. So yes, very good synergy with these 2 commanders combined. Running Ravos will also give us access to white, which can help us recur some more cards from our graveyard, with staples like Sun Titan. And the other partner choice is Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. A legendary creature human rogue that costs 1 blue and 3 generic mana to cast. It has 3 power and 1 toughness and says the following. You may have Sakashima of 1,000 Faces enter as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakashima of 1,000 Faces other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. Partner. So Sakashima gives us access to the powerful blue control color, which can come in handy with Tormod. Furthermore, Sakashima is used to double up your favorite creature. In this case, I recommend copying Tormod. Having 2 Tormods is going to be really fun to pilot and means we can get way more tokens at a faster pace over the game. So if you're looking for a forgotten and highly underrated partner commander, then perhaps give Tormod the Desecrators a chance. He is totally awesome. You can buy this commander for around $1.30. Hey everyone, fun little fact. Only around 13% of you watching this video are actually subscribed to me. So you guys from the larger percentage who are coming back to view these videos, maybe think about subscribing. That would really make my day. Okay, let's dive back into this video. Number 4, Inniaz the Gale Force. A legendary creature, Jinn, that costs 2 blue and 3 generic mana to cast. It has 4 power and 4 toughness and says the following. Flying. For 2 generic and either 1 white or blue mana, attacking creatures with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn. Whenever 3 or more creatures you control with flying attack, each player gains control of a non-land permanent of your choice controlled by the player to their right. Okay, yes, this is one total hidden gem, a very unique and quirky commander indeed. At a first glance, you may think this commander looks a little odd, not very strong, or even perhaps annoying for yourself and opponents to face up against. However, I think this outlook is rather wrong. Inniaz is actually highly enjoyable to play and can be very powerful. She offers a compelling commander experience to all your games for all players, adding a twist to whatever game of EDH that she enters. Some opponents may find it annoying having their best stuff traded to their opponents on their right side, but personally I think it's pretty funny and forces more interaction and overall more unique gameplay as the whole table is warped around her quirky mechanic. So with a deck with Inniaz as the commander, we will need many flyers as we get a +1/+1 buff whenever they attack. Furthermore, we need flyers to attack to trigger Inniaz's cool ability. So here's a great card that I would recommend running alongside this commander. Bident Arthasa. This is a great enchantment card that is going to help us draw many cards over the game. Plus, it's a rather interesting activated ability that can come in clutch in certain situations, even helping the player win the game. Overall, if you're looking for a highly unique commander that has the capability of warping commander games into your favour, stealing opponents' best permanents for yourself, then Inniaz the Gale Force is a great choice. You can buy this commander for around 50 cents. Number 5, the final commander on my list today. Bruna, Light of Alabaster, a legendary creature angel that costs 1 blue, 2 white and 3 generic mana to cast. She has 5 power and 5 toughness and says the following. Flying Vigilance. Whenever Bruna, Light of Alabaster attacks or blocks, you may attach to it any number of auras on the battlefield. And you may put onto the battlefield attached to it any number of aura cards that could enchant it from your graveyard and or hand. This is an old school commander that has seemed to be forgotten and lost with time. I remember seeing Bruna loads when I first started. Now I rarely see her. She's become a rather seldom pick. Bruna can be an excellent Voltron commander with the capability to pop off out of nowhere, catching many players off guard. Perhaps the main reason why people don't tend to play her so often these days is because of that 6 mana. It is a lot to cast. However, I feel like the trade-off is very good since she's very powerful. Bruna has Flying and Vigilance, which makes her difficult to block and keeps her untapped to block opponents later on. Her evasion is critical for dealing damage and applying pressure to your opponents. In my opinion, with a Bruna deck, you're going to want to go the Voltron route and have access to as many auras as possible. Fill the deck with the best auras you can find, and the ultimate trick here is to add lots of cards within the deck that give you very good card draw. Having access to as many auras in our hand is going to be a formidable threat for our opponents, since when we do attack, we can enchant all auras in our hand and graveyard for free to Bruna. This is the same for blocking, by the way. Bruna really shocks opponents and knocks them out of nowhere rather swiftly. So card draw and auras are key for this deck. Perhaps find ways to throw things into your graveyard as well if you wish. Here's a great card I would recommend running with this commander. Combat Research. A budget aura that can be bought for around 70 cents and only costs 1 blue mana to cast. It does everything we need for a Bruna deck to shine, offering card draw, a +1/+1 buff and ward 1 onto our commander Bruna. This is superb for just 1 total mana. I highly recommend running this card. Overall, Bruna, Light of Alabaster is a strong and versatile commander. She's an excellent Voltron commander and can be incredibly explosive. You can buy this commander for around $1. Okay, we've arrived to the end of the video. In conclusion, I hope that today I have shown you a cool commander for you to pick up and build around. What do you think of the commanders I've listed? Have any of you played one of these commanders before? Do you have any recommendations on some hidden gem commanders? If so, let me know in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please check out the 2 other videos that should have popped up on the screen. Please could you drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep updated for more of my future commander content. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.